About 2 months ago, the National Assembly transmitted the bill seeking the review of the Nigerian Constitution to the Conference of the State House of Assembly for necessary input. Submitting the resolution of the State Assembly on the review of the Nigerian Constitution to the Senate President, Chairman of the Conference of Speaker of the State Legislature, Samuel Ikon, said they have done justice to the bill seeking the review of the Constitution. Samuel Ikon explained that the outcome of the constitutional review process will give Nigerians a balanced constitution which will guarantee a brighter future for the country.
Mr. President, a few weeks back, I assured you that we will do justice and act in line with the wishes of our people as regards the Constitution 4th Alteration Bill 2014. Today, sir, on behalf of the State House of Assembly, I will be presenting to you the resolutions of the State House of Assembly whose outcome has shown our resolve to strengthen and deepen our democracy. We urge that this process be a continuous one, as sections not agreed to today may find relevance for such in the future.
Meanwhile, the state legislature has stepped down the proposed local government financial autonomy in the review of the Constitution. As the chairman highlighted some of the resolution of the State Assembly.
Let me announce that we have exceeded the requirement for the financial autonomy of state legislatures. We have also exceeded the required 2/3 for the strengthening of other institutions sought for, such as splitting of the Office of Attorney General from that of the Minister of Justice, creation of Accountant General of Federal Government Office, and strengthening of the laws passed by the legislature as well as the resolutions, amongst other things, actions we have agreed to, as will be seen when this submission is analyzed. Again, let me thank all that made inputs for the success of this exercise. Mr. President, we are hopeful that the outcomes will give Nigerians confidence that our future is sure.
In his acceptance remark, Senate President David Mark called on the operator of the Constitution at all levels of government to abide with the workings of the Constitution.
But let me make one point categorically clear. It doesn't matter how many times we amend the Constitution, it doesn't matter how often we rewrite the Constitution, unless the operators are prepared to go by the Constitution, it will be absolutely meaningless. So the exercise is not just a matter of amendment, but we, the operators, Nigerians, we, the people, the operators, must also be prepared to adhere strictly to the Constitution. That is the critical aspect of it. It is not Constitution amended to serve any particular section or a Constitution that will be obeyed by a section of the country or by a group of Nigerians. It is a Constitution that is binding on all of us, irrespective of our position in the society, irrespective of our position in the country. So the operators, we the operators are very, very important, and we are key to the working of the Constitution.
Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, while speaking at the event, said the review of the country's constitution is a continual process meant to meet the dynamics of Nigerian society.
As I have consistently pointed out, constitutional amendment has always been a leading democratic convention. It is predicated on the fact that no law of any kind stands the test of eternity. It is thus because laws are made for man and not man for laws, Nigerians elected to take yet another look at their constitution to further address some silent shortfalls and contradictions in order to deepen our democracy and strengthen our federalism.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Speaker of the State Assembly, Samuel Ikon, told journalists that the joint sitting of the National Assembly will address the issue of local government autonomy in the review of the Nigerian Constitution.
What I'm telling them is that the Joint Committee of the National Assembly will sort out the submissions we've just made and come out with whether it's met to third or not. There was no challenge, except that you must know that every issue has those for and those against. Like the issue of the of autonomy for local governments that you're talking about. Norge wanted it, NUT said no. So you must put those balances together and arrive at just. But the issue of financial autonomy for state legislatures had no position at all. So that's why I could tell you that off cuff that it went well.
Following the submission of the resolution of the State House of Assembly to the National Assembly, the Joint Committee of National Assembly need to meet to harmonize all the resolution concerning the review of Nigerian Constitution. From the National Assembly, Abuja, Nigeria, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. Bayelsa State government says its doors are open for partnership as a part of economic development drive. The state governor, Eri Seriki Dixon, stated this at the 4th annual Practical Nigerian Content Summit in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital.
For those of you who have been to Bayelsa before, you can see the tremendous changes that are going on. But part of what we are doing, and which is why you have most of these results, is because we place a lot of emphasis on building partnerships, on networking. And there are so many areas we can network and bring development to our people about. There are so many initiatives that we have pursued and currently pursuing, which are areas that those who are interested can work with us. Partnerships to advance the cause of human capacity development. Partnerships in providing jobs and skills to our young people. Partnerships in terms of sending people to school on scholarships and so on and so forth. Partnerships in turning agriculture as a veritable tool for wealth creation and job creation for our people and wealth generation.
The governor also commended the local content policy of the federal government in oil and gas sector of the economy.
What the federal government has done in the area of bringing about Nigerian jobs, creating Nigerian skills through the instrumentality of the local content policy. Here in Bayelsa, we are living witnesses to what this partnership has brought about. We are living witnesses to what this policy of Nigerian content has resulted in.
The Executive Secretary of Nigerian Content Development and Management Board, Ernest Wankpa, underscored the importance of the local content policy at the summit.
Over the years, the Nigerian oil and gas industry has done quite well in terms of producing oil and supporting the country in terms of revenue and, in fact, leading the national economy. But in the past 4 years especially, the Nigerian content law passed by President Goodluck Jonathan has transformed the entire industry and indeed the national economy. And there's so much that we are seeing today that we didn't even conjecture we would be able to see in such a short time. This is thanks to the quiet and dignified strength of our President Goodluck Jonathan.
While welcoming the delegate to the summit, the Chief of Staff to the Governor of the Bayelsa State, Didi Wasin Jack, called on the potential investors to take the advantage of the state natural resources of oil and gas.
To warmly welcome you to the 4th edition of the Practical Nigerian Content Forum. This year's theme, Achieving Nigerian Content Success in Today's Operating Environment, is in tandem with this government's policy of optimizing the benefits open to the state as a major oil-producing state and harnessing the resources for the overall development of the state and overriding benefit of the people.
Highlights of the summit include exhibition by the major oil firms, servicing agency, and other stakeholders in the petrochemical industry. Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Nigerian Oil Workers Union over the weekend suspended their nationwide strike earlier embarked on in protest of several unresolved issues with the federal government. The decision to call off the strike was arrived on Friday in a closed-door meeting in Abuja between representatives of the union and the federal government delegation. The meeting lasted almost 12 hours. A joint communique was issued at the end of the meeting by the leaders of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Association of Nigeria, PENGASIN, Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, and the government delegation led by the Supervisory Labour Minister, Taminu Turaki.
I want us to remember that the whole of Nigeria is waiting to hear what is going to come out of this meeting. Nigerians are waiting. Nigerians may be very patient people, but that does not mean that we can take them for granted. Government, on its part, is very concerned about the situation.
Last week, Nigerian oil workers commenced a 3-day warning strike to protest alleged unfair labor practice and non-passage of the Petroleum Industrial Bill. According to the officials of NUPENG and PENGASIN, the government had refused to implement agreement reached with the union on these issues.
By the end of January 2015. 11. Unionization in free trade zone. The meeting agreed that the matter of unionization in the free trade zone is no more an issue, as the right of the workers to belong to a trade union is unquestionable based on both national and international labor laws. It was noted that the problem currently encountered in the free trade zone is that of identifying the right trade union with jurisdiction to unionize workers. 12. BK Tubular. On the judicial issue in the company.
Of our strike, suspension of this strike action is having considerations of the Yuletide period. You agree a lot of Nigerians will be traveling out of various locations for Christmas. We'll have to put into consideration that for now. And that is why the strike action is being suspended. And if you hear the word suspension, it means definitely there are rooms for us to come back and talk over these issues. As quickly as possible, we have also agreed that a meeting immediately should be summoned. Unfortunately, the Minister of Petroleum was not in attendance in this meeting, and so the issues of the refineries, as expected, could not be deliberated upon.
At the meeting, the Supervisory Minister promised the union of government commitment to resolve all issues they raised, but the strike workers expressed doubt on the willingness of the international oil companies to implement resolutions of their meeting. From Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports for Ben TV.
In its efforts to harness and celebrate the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria, Icon Events Nigeria is organizing a series of events and programs that seeks to showcase the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria to the rest of the world. Speaking during the press conference in Abuja to unveil the programs and events, the managing director of MS Media, organizers of the Icon Nigeria event, Engineer Mohammed Saad, said the event is aimed at and intended to bridge the gap in some of our cultural values that are fast eroding.
The purpose of this event is to harness and showcase our rich cultural heritage. That is, where we know Nigeria is a country with a lot of diverse culture, tradition, customs, as I said earlier. So what we are trying to do is to see how we can reawaken this culture, through entertainment. That's why we came up with this Icon event, which is a hybrid, that is a fusion of a reality TV show and also a beauty pageant. Each state is going to be represented by a contestant. That means we have 36 contestants plus one from FCT, making 37. And we are going to camp the contestant for a period of 60 days through which the reality show will take place.
one of the reasons why we want to bring them, all of them, together, so that within that period, the housemates can be able to learn other contestants' culture, other contestant mode of dressing, probably will be able to learn some few languages during the event.
In his remarks, the representative of the Nigeria Arts and Culture Center, Mr. Kayode Ayebusi, said that the event is a timely intervention to address the challenges currently facing the nation in the areas of sustaining the rich cultural values of the country.
I'm always very, very glad to be part of anything that promotes this country. So apart from my official responsibility to be here, personally, I'm very, very glad to be part of what Icon Events is doing. We're all aware, I mean, just some few days ago, when the coordinating minister presented the 2015 budget, if you recollect, the emphasis was on the fact that we must diversify from oil. We must look for other sources to sustain our economy. And for those who have been following the economy over the years, you must have heard even our president himself admit to the contribution of the non-oil sector. Particularly, the one that really interests me is the entertainment industry. The contribution of the entertainment industry to our GDP.
He therefore used the medium to commend the Icon Event Nigerian team for daring to tread a path that so many consider to be difficult. Ms. Chioma Igwe, who read out what the reality contest is all about, said that proper understanding of your cultural heritage is a major prerequisite for contestants in the program.
Our mission is to harness, promote, showcase Nigeria's beautiful and rich cultural heritage. We are also to activate projects, cultural festivals, empower tourism potentials, museums and monuments, as well as exporting these values. Our vision to make Icon Queen Nigeria a positive and moral status to all Nigerian women by inculcating the beauty of our values from origin and tradition. The Icon Event Nigeria has 8 major focus areas, and these are the music, dance and performance arts, travel and tourism, health, beauty and fashion, leisure, sports and lifestyle, arts and crafts, local delicacies and nutrition, careers and youth development, small, medium and micro enterprise development.
Icon Events Nigeria is a reality contest and beauty pageant where the public will be expected to vote for their favorite contestants. High point was a presentation of some of the diverse cultural costumes, food, and locations in Nigeria. From Abuja, Nigeria, I am Festus Ejirogene Fifen for Ben Television.